Okay, how's it going? How's it going? Mr. Deadman here of the Dead Man's Tone podcast. Let me ask you something. Is cancel culture just a myth? Is it just a myth, or is it actually something, right? The reason why I asked this, and I know this headset, it's busted. It's busted, right? I'm not a cheap ass. I actually did order another one, so another one should be coming in pretty soon. Anyway, but I put this post out there, right, saying that, about the cancel culture. And the response I got was cancel culture is a myth, which is funny because then they say cancel culture is really just a market deciding what should stay or what should go. Which is like, okay, if it's a myth, then it can't be the market applying pressure to something, because then you're just saying that it is what it is, but you're just justifying it, right? Now, is cancel culture really the market doing that, though? Is it really the market deciding what should stay or what goes? I don't agree with that at all. And the reason why, market pressure would be with money, financial pressure. If you don't like something, sure, you could withhold spending money on it. Withhold the money. That's fine. That's fine. You can even boycott stuff. That's fine too. I have no problem with that. That's market pressure. If people decide to not buy a product because they don't like it, that is the market deciding what they want and what they don't want. That's what that is. What cancel culture is right now, and I swear, I said this before, this is what it really seems like. Back in the day when someone didn't like something, they would send a complaint to the company. It would usually be done by what? By like a letter, right? They send in an angry letter, and the person would just be seen as a whack job, and they wouldn't care about it. It would be no big deal. But things have changed. People have larger platforms, bigger outreach. And this happened. This kind of reminds me of Anita Sarkeesian and people like that back in the Gamergate days, I guess, where people would be very vocal and complain about things, let's say, in a game, whatever, and they weren't even gamers. Like Anita Sarkeesian's not a gamer. She just play games, doesn't like games, and she'll complain about the objectification, all this stuff in them, to what? To try to encourage change. Well, people in the industry actually took her seriously and started making certain changes that, games like this, big titty anime games, while they're still around, their life expectancy is kind of questioned based on what happens. But there's obviously a market and a demand for it. People like these games. I like these games. I want to see them stick around, right? A lot of people buy these games, but there's some people out there that don't want you to buy these games, and they don't want you to have the choice. If it was the market making the decision, these games would still exist and be very abundant. Well, they still are. That's fine. But like I said, that's the market making the decision. Now, there's active pressure from activist vocal people who are trying to apply pressure based on some sort of moral stance or some sort of other bullshit, saying that they shouldn't be around because it offends them, more or less, right? That's that. That's not a market pressure. No, that's not market pressure at all. That's just some annoying Karen, essentially just a Karen, going to the manager, making a complaint until they get their way. Now, while that was just with Anita Sarkeesian, there's other examples which you see on Twitter all the time, where someone doesn't like some, let's say recently, J.K. Rowling. Let's say J.K. Rowling. Let me get into this real fast. J.K. Rowling. So, J.K. Rowling said that trans women aren't real women, more or less, right? What she said there is scientifically accurate. Trans women are trans women. They're not biological women. They're not biological women. They are trans women. There's nothing wrong with that statement. That is what they are. If trans women weren't trans women, you would just call them women. But there's the trans women part to kind of explain what they are, right? Words have meaning, right? Until they don't. Until you just use them for whatever. Then it completely erodes it. But because what she said was troublesome by some, they chose to be very vocal about it. That's fine. Be vocal about it. If some said they want to withdraw buying her books, that's fine. Do that. But then some want to take it further and target her publisher to try to have her books taken down. That's too far. That's going too far. Going way too far right there. Cancel culture is when you go after someone, actively after someone over an opinion because it hurts your feelings. because you don't like them, and people will justify it. They'll say, like with J.K. Rowling, they'll be saying what she said is very bigoted, and because that it justifies what they're doing. No, it doesn't justify it. You're looking for that justification. It still makes you a very petty, basic bitch. That's what it makes you, a very petty, basic bitch. You're saying because you can't stand that someone has a different opinion, you must go after them and destroy them. After them and destroy them. That's you being very petty, very vindictive over bullshit. Look, I used to be a Dick Masterson fan, a fan of the Dick Show. I used to listen to it like every Tuesday when it would drop, right? I'm not a fan of the show anymore, and it's completely up to you. It's my preference because he made it pretty clear that he stands for cancel culture, that he's up. He said it here. He said it in an episode you can hear for yourself where he justifies going after going after advertisers, going after sponsors. He justified that. He justified that. This is the same guy, Dick Masterson, who once was ranting against job lynch mob very aggressively, and I agreed with that. But then said that going after sponsors and advertisers is not a job lynch mob. What it actually is in the same way, because those sponsors are the income. That is the source of the money, the revenue. If you go after someone's job, you're doing that to hurt them financially, right? To hurt them where you can really do damage. When you go after someone's sponsors, it is the same fucking thing. You're going at them very hard in a very low, basic bitch way, right? Doing that's horrible. That's horrible. I cannot back that up. I cannot back that up. I cannot support that. I'm not principled on much, but I'm principled on that, okay? I gotta be, especially now more than ever. So yeah, is cancel culture really the market making a decision on things and deciding who stays, who goes? I don't think so. I think that would be boycotting. Boycotting is that, right? Agreeing where you want to spend your time and viewership on, what you want to spend your money on. That's the market. Saying that you want something to change because you don't like it, that is not the market. That is you wanting to put your opinion on something else. Hold on. That's you wanting to put your personal preference and your personal opinion on someone else to control them because you don't like what you're seeing. You don't like that other people are enjoying it. That's that too. Some of these people are super Karens, uber Karens, because they don't like that other people are actually enjoying what they're doing, what they're consuming. Like this game here. The reason why I chose to play this game here, because some people will have a problem with it. Big titty objectification, sure, fine, whatever. You can call it all that. But it's very fun. It's a very fun, very simple hack and slash. It's very fun, eye candy all the time. It's great. It's great. And the people who buy this know that. And they're getting a huge dose of what they want. So that's great for them. Right? But then there's people who don't like seeing that. They don't like seeing people have fun with that. So they want to ruin it for them. What is that? What is that other than a Karen? How do you explain that other than a Karen? Right? I mean, this has nothing to do with them. But they don't like it, so they want to tear it down. That's a fun police. No one likes that. That's a buzzkill. No one likes that. So, but I think you guys understand me here, right? I don't think cancel culture is the market deciding. It's people based on hurt feelings, hurt fifis, trying to be very vocal and try to, or pretty much more or less orchestrate control over others. Good luck. Anyway, let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section down below. Y'all have a good one.